So, have you heard of the new revolutionary way to lose weight, the sugar diet or sugar fasting? I got some thoughts for you. Hit it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. Larry here. If you're new to our channel, my wife Cassie and I lost over 100 pounds each eating a carnivore diet, and I ran into some problems toward the end of last year. Those problems basically, I fell off the diet and I started eating sugar and carbs again, and I gained a significant amount of weight back, roughly 65 pounds. And since the beginning of this year, I've been battling back, doing my best, to get back on track. I know the carnivore diet is right for me. Recently, I've had an inundation of comments and emails about the sugar diet. Some people call it sugar fasting. And I got to admit, it sounded pretty interesting, especially because a lot of the comments came from longtime subscribers of our channel. And actually, the first person to bring it to my attention was Carnivore Kip. When I had that phone conversation with him 3 or 4 days ago, he mentioned that another YouTuber who promotes the sugar diet and sugar fasting, Cole Robinson, I think is his name. Yeah, his channel is the snake diet. Kip said he had mentioned Kip in one of his videos, so I checked him out. I watched for like 30 seconds, and just the guy's not my cup of tea. He's constantly screaming at the screen, and every other word's the F-bomb. It's just his shtick. It's just his style. Just not my cup of tea. But the guy's in great shape, and he's, that's what he's promoting, is a sugar diet. So I watched about a minute of his video where he mentioned Kip, and I couldn't do any more than that. I couldn't take it. It's his YouTube channel. He can do whatever he wants. But I did look up other channels who have mentioned the sugar diet. And one of them was Mark Smelly Bell. And Mark Bell, I highlighted in our top 10 carnivore diet channels on YouTube about 3 years ago.
I want to thank you guys so much for joining in on this new YouTube channel.
Number 8, Mark Smelly Bell. World record-breaking powerlifter. So obviously, I already had a lot of respect for Mark Bell, and I was just interested on why he was, trying this sugar diet. And he actually had Cole Robinson. They were on together in a live stream, and I listened to some of that. But I didn't see anybody, any other influencers or doctors refuting the sugar diet. And I got to tell you, as someone who struggled to maintain the carnivore diet, I wasn't able to sustain it. Sugar diet sounds, pretty interesting. I'm like, what? I got to check this out. But instinctively, I just knew there's something up with it. Really, I don't know. Instinctively, I knew I would never try the sugar diet. So you guys, if you're wondering if I'm going to try it, I'm not. But I did look up other people who had addressed this topic. And the only person with authority that I could find was Thomas DeLauer. And Thomas DeLauer actually put out an excellent video on it about 11 days ago, and here's a 15-second clip from that.
Where Mark is different is Mark is already lean and metabolically healthy. So he can do this FGF21 sugar diet thing, and it's actually gonna kick him into another gear he didn't know he even had. So no wonder he's getting shredded like crazy, and he's dropping weight so fast. Where we have to be careful is the evidence is quite strong that if you already have a metabolic dysfunction or you're overweight, this is not going to really help you much.
In the beginning of that video, Thomas DeLauer mentions that him and Mark Bell are really good friends. And, Mark Bell's already in excellent condition, and he finds it interesting when Mark Bell does these little experiments, right? Well, I got to tell you, Thomas DeLauer's video is really, it's really good. And it's really informative, and I'm going to link that down in the description. I believe it's like 11 minutes long if you guys want to check it out. But basically he says, yeah, you can get shredded. There's a reason for that. But he says if you're already metabolically challenged, overweight, obese, might not be the way to go. So, cloud cover. Yesterday morning, Cassie and I were getting ready for our day, and we were talking about this. And I told her I was kind of frustrated. None of the doctors in the carnivore space have come out and done a video about this. So I told her today I was going to sit down and kind of call out the doctors in the carnivore universe to make a video addressing this, because I know a lot of people who have attempted the carnivore diet, found a little success, you know, and like me, they've fallen. Something like the sugar diet could seem really enticing, you know, and they might want to try it. And if you want to try it, you know, go for it. You guys know I've done some crazy stuff here on Carnivore Quest, like attempting a 30-day fast. You know, I made it 21 days with no food, but a lot of people would call that extreme and, you know, a little off the cuff. So if you want to try, you know, the sugar diet or sugar fasting, you know, go for it. That's cool. But the funny thing is, I'll say it again, God is so good. Today, actually about 4 hours ago, Dr. Barry put out a video about this very topic. And kudos to you, Dr. Barry. As far as I could find, Dr. Sean Baker and Anthony Chafee, they hadn't addressed it yet on YouTube, at least as far as I could find. So Dr. Barry, if you do see this, I really appreciate you making that video. You know, give some clarification to people about this, you know, fad sugar diet. You know, I mean, because a lot of people out there who might have struggled with carnivore, staying on it, you know, they could gravitate toward that. And like I said, their choice, but it was just really good to see Dr. Barry address it. And, you know, I'm just a regular guy. You know, I mean, Cassie and I, we're learning on our journey, learning a lot from you guys. And, you know, we're in no position of authority, and we don't have the knowledge to discuss the ups and downs, the pros, the cons of any kind of diet as far as, you know, as it pertains medically to your body. Now, as far as the carnivore diet goes, you know, we can always report to you what we've experienced and the great benefits that we have enjoyed eating only meat. But here's a clip from the very end of Dr. Barry's video that pretty much sums up what he thinks about the sugar diet.
I think the sugar diet is the dumbest damn thing that I have heard of in a long damn time.
I don't need to tag all the doctors in this video and say, please, you know, make a video addressing this. I would like to hear from Dr. Chafee, you know, and Dr. Baker on this subject. That'd be cool. But for those of you who are going to try it, you know, I wish you luck, and keep us updated in the comments, you know, what, you know, how you're feeling on it. But I'm not even gonna give it a go. I know it works for me. You know, when I was at my lightest, I felt 25 years old again, you know, but it's just a matter of making it sustainable in your life. And, you know, that's why I love to watch Laura and Chris Spath or Kelly Hogan, or people who have made the change and they've made it a lifestyle. Cassie and I were there. We were so close. You know, I really believe that, but we'll get back there and, you know, make it a lifestyle that'll last the rest of our lives. But I'm feeling great today, guys. I mean, with day 3 of, you know, clean carnivore, I got a iced Americano. Actually, little Larry picked this up for me. This is just a splash of heavy cream. The girl, the last time I was there, said it's about a tablespoon of heavy cream splash. And look how it changes the color. All the ice is melted, but this is delicious. And you want a boost? Here you go. But I will link Thomas DeLauer's full video on the sugar diet and Dr. Ken Berry's video down there. And if you want to check out Cole Robinson or Mark Bell, just look them up on YouTube. Cole Robinson's channel is the Snake Diet. You just type that in, and I think he's had his channel for like 8 years, so he's got a ton of content. But, you know, I'm not flinging hate at anybody. I just, you know, I considered it for a split second, you know, trying the snake. Oh, what's this sugar diet? I could definitely do that. But, yeah, instinctively, I just know that's not for me, you know. But the carnivore is right. Just got to find a way to make it sustainable. Right, y'all? Anyway, you know I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Remember, no sugar, no carbs, and no cheating. Later.